XRP shocking performance despite the lawsuit. For the last few months, XRP has been embroiled in a legal battle with SEC. Many thought that this would dent the image, value, and the performance of XRP. However, it did not. In today's podcast, we're going to look on how XRP is performing, the progress of the lawsuit, the possible settlement, and the evidence available. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, The Crypto King. Here you will get the latest cryptocurrency news, all investing information in crypto, and how to earn money from crypto. If you are new here, please like and subscribe to get everything you need to know about cryptocurrencies. Don't forget to click the bell icons so you get notified every time we upload a new video. So, let's get started. XRP price shows strength as it bounces off demand zone, expanding from $0.9482 to $0.985. An 11% upswing will push it forward a critical supply zone, ranging from $1.094 to $1.183. Clearing the said barrier rejects the possibility of a 36% bull rally to $1.613 for Ripple. XRP price rally has met with obstacles in the past and have prevented it heading higher. Despite the recent rejection at the supply zone, Ripple is taking another jab as it has cleared a crucial demand barrier. XRP price views a swing high. XRP price dropped 12% as the market tumbled yesterday. However, the buyers scooped up the asset at a discount and pushed Ripple up by 8%. A decisive close above $0.985 will trigger an 11% upswing to the lower limit of the supply zone, extending from $1.094 to $1.183. If the bullish momentum backing this rally persists, XRP price could slice through the upper boundary at $1.183. Such a move would confirm the start of a new uptrend. In such a case, the buyers might target $1.32. Following the breach of this level, the remittance token might rise 22% to its pre-crash level at $1.613. This uptrend measures 35% from the supply zone upper boundary. The lawsuit has been disrupted XRP's uptrend. It initially seemed like Ripple lawsuit would be a slam dunk for the Securities and Exchange Commission. The XRP market crashed overnight. Exchanges delisted the asset. Market sentiment soared against Ripple. The critics started calling for its doom. Everything that could go wrong seemed to. But in the 6 months since then, Ripple has staged a big comeback. However, at the end of it all, the case might come down to a settlement. So, what would that look like? In the past 3 years, the SEC has brought a couple of dozens of lawsuits against crypto companies. Most companies have quickly moved to settle with the regulator. For some, it was because they didn't have the resources to fight with the SEC. For others, it was because they knew that they had breached one law or the other. Kick Interactive and Telegram, interestingly both were instant messaging companies before going into crypto, are the two that have gone head-to-head with the SEC. They both lost and had to settle in the end. According to Jeremy, Ripple is quite likely going down this route. Taking lessons from Kick and Telegram, Jeremy outlined what Ripple needs or will be looking to get from the settlement. For Ripple, the first thing it will be looking out for is the ability to resume its business. For some crypto companies, the SEC charges drove them out of business, like Paragon Coin. If a penalty is imposed or if there will be disgorgement of profits from sales, it will have to be at the level that does not bankrupt the company. Whatever number we see in the settlement, it will be a number that Ripple can afford. The second thing that Ripple will be out for is clarity moving forward. Ripple and the secondary market needs to know that the SEC debacle is behind it. According to Jeremy, the SEC would never agree to drop all future charges against the secondary market for XRP securities violation. However, the regulator can make it clear that sales from the filing of the lawsuit forward are not sales of securities. That's about as much clarity as the market will get. One other solution is for Ripple to sell its escrow XRP directly to accredited investors and/or corporations. It can do this by selling XRP to its on-demand liquidity ODL customers. These are usually banks and payments processors. If the two agrees to a such settlement, XRP would back on exchanges in no time. The next effect would give exchanges the confidence to release XRP. They just need a little push, and I'm confident a settlement as outlined would lead to relisting of XRP en masse. The most significant thing, however, from such a settlement is that Ripple would be the first crypto company in the clear in regards to security violations. What XRP is banking on? Ripple is now seeking information from 15 of leading global exchanges that it believes could squash the SEC charges. The company filed a motion in a New York court on May 3rd, asking the judge to allow it to reach out to Bitfinex, OKEx, and more, and seek information pertinent to the case. In their motion, CEO Brad Garlinghouse and Chairman Chris Larsen requested the court to issue letters to request the 15 exchanges spread across Europe and Asia. These are Bitstamps, Bithumb, Upbit, Huobi, Global, Corebit, Upbit Singapore, Bitlish, Coinbean, XNX, BitTrue Singapore, ZB Network Technology, Bitmart, Bit4x, Hitbit BTC, and iFinex in an accompanying memorandum of law in support of the issuance of the letters of request. The two defendants revealed that the exchanges are in various jurisdictions, including the Cayman Islands, Seychelles, Malta, Hong Kong, the UK, and South Korea. The information from the exchanges will strengthen Ripple's defense against the SEC accusation that the two executives sold more than 2 billion XRP to public investors in the market. In the SEC amended complaint, the watchdog claimed that the two sold the XRP in worldwide digital asset trading platform. The SEC sought to have them disgorge the gains they made from these sales. In summary, XRP is seeking to prove that Garlinghouse and Larsen only traded their XRP on foreign exchanges. Such sales are beyond the scope of the SEC, Ripple noted. After seeing some strong gains over the past week, XRP's value had once again fallen below $1 at press time. Now, although the downtrend of XRP could be due to its correlation with Bitcoin, there was another reason the market had to account for. Jed McCaleb, former Ripple executive, received another 408.12 million XRP as a part of his settlement with the company. Now, there's nothing new in McCaleb receiving yet more XRP or even dumping it in the market. However, there have been questions within the community about why the former executive has not been pulled up by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission for selling huge chunks of XRP daily. This is an unusual question to ask either. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larsen, for instance, were called out by the SEC for selling 1.3 billion worth of XRP as unregistered securities. While Ripple execs have defended their sales, the community is wondered why McCaleb remains scot-free for dumping the crypto assets. Even since McCaleb was given a green light to sell XRP in the market, the community has been questioning its results. In fact, many believe that the former exec's dumping could have kept XRP's value low. This was the hottest speculations during the winter of 2019, when XRP hardly moved from $0.3. We do hope that you have enjoyed viewing our video. Let us meet tomorrow for more news on crypto news.